Hi everyone, and welcome to this reading about where are you moving next? Where are you thinking about going? Do you have plans of moving? Is this something that you've been thinking about for a while? So what I'm going to do is I've pulled 3 piles like usual. Now, in each pile, I just want to say, I'm sure there isn't a card in there that says, oh, you're moving to California, you're moving to France, right? Because we just don't have that in tarot cards. But what I did do was use decks like Enchanted Map and Sacred Traveler and Sacred Forest and Gateway and the Elementals and the Secret Garden. And I want to look at the actual artwork, the pictures on the cards, and that's how we're going to determine it. I've never done one of these before, so I'm quite excited. There's going to be 3 piles. Pile 1 is the Silkstone heart crystal. Pile 2 is the Unakite heart crystal, and pile 3 is the red Jasper heart crystal. So whatever pile number or crystal heart calls to you, that is the pile you should choose. By all means, watch all 3 if you like. There will be timestamps, but let's get going. I'll see you in your pile. Hi there to those of you who chose pile 1 or this Silkstone heart crystal. This is going to be your reading, giving you ideas around where it is you may be moving next. If this is something that you've been called to do, or you've just kind of been, tossing it around thinking, I want to move, or if you're feeling restless or whatever it may be, maybe this will give you some insight or help you make a decision. I don't know, but let's get started. We're going to do tarot at the end as well as an overall ending energy. So pile 1, let's get started. First card out is Desert Passage. Okay. Hummingbird Spirit. Just going to bring these over just a little bit. One Ring Circus and Animals. Okay, so like I said, we're going to be not necessarily reading what's on the card, although that may come into play too, but it's the words rather, but what is on the card. So that looks very deserty to me. Pile 1, that is very much the desert. So let's think of different places in the world with desert. We have desert in the United States. We have desert areas, I'm sure, in South America. We have deserts in Australia. We have deserts in Africa. Those would be the mains. I'm sure there may be others. Those are the only ones that I'm aware of, not being a great traveler myself. So maybe you've been thinking of those places. Maybe they're on your wish list. Maybe you're feeling called to go there. It says, trust there's a divine plan. So I'm going to go with that. Let's look at the rest of the cards though and see, because right here I'm already excited about this one. Hummingbird Spirit. So my mother feeds hummingbirds. They come back year after year. They've had their babies there. They have their own nest in a certain bush, a lilac bush, I think it is. And each winter they go to, I believe it's Mexico or somewhere in Central or South America. So all the way from Canada, from the east coast of Canada, they fly down, these little teeny tiny, it's amazing, how they do it. And I also just want to say, even looking at the colors, I'm not sure of the Mexican flag for whatever reason, but green, white, red, maybe green, white, orange. I don't know. But anyway, that could be an area, right? That maybe you're being called to go to down into Mexico or Central or South America for some of you. Wherever it is, divine plan and joy. So I feel that's positive. The other card here is Animals. Automatically, this giraffe takes me right to a safari. Okay, it takes me right to South Africa. I think where you would go on a proper safari and see giraffe and all the different animals. which would maybe make sense too, right? I mean, I know it's not necessarily desert there, I think, where you go on the safari, but I'm not 100% sure. But that could just be, these can work together. They can also be individuals. So that could be a place maybe you've been called to go. Let's look here. I find it interesting, this card, because, all right, we have the guy, he's on the elephant, he's traveling. Again, makes me think of safari, all right? However, this is water. So he's perched up on this rock that's coming up, protruding out of the water. So wherever it is there going to be water nearby? Possibly. So if you're going, say, to Central or South America, could you be on a coastline, like where it's desert and inland and coast? I don't know, but take that into consideration. The other thing that I'm looking, I just keep going to joy here, and I go to 6 here, and I go to all these waves kind of crashing in around, okay? It looks like it's turbulent water here. And you know the 6 of Swords, where you're going from like rocky water to calm shores, right? You're coming out of the chaos and maybe the turbulence, and you're going to a better place. Maybe for some of you, that's what this is. You're going to be leaving chaos, turbulence behind and going somewhere and finding peace and beauty and joy. That could be a message for someone too, okay? But either way, I love that it says, trust there's a divine plan. And for some of you in pile 1, no, I need to go with this kind of desert, this warm desert, Middle East, right? There's deserts in the Middle East. But there's water there too, because I'm thinking of, is it in Dubai, those man-made islands? So I know there's water nearby where it's desert and then water. So maybe for some of you, that's the area. What I want to do now is pull a tarot to get further confirmation, clarification, additional insight, guidance, okay? I want to get 4 cards to go with each one of these ones, or maybe they'll just be read in addition to, I don't know. But let's give it a shot here. First time doing this type of reading. So far so good, pile 1. We have the Enchanter's Wheel. Ooh, okay, I'm going to have to look. This is a new deck for me, and it has different names for things, so I'm going to have to look that up. Oh, it's a 10. That's the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, 10 is the Wheel of Fortune. Then we have Weaver of Challenges. Challenges, let me just look here. I wrote down what they were. Challenges is swords, so Queen of Swords. Okay, perfect. The Green Mother, 3, the Empress. I have to put her here with the animals. Okay, and all right, we have Suspension, which is 12, which is the Hanged Man, I do believe. Yes, okay. Which I think is funny that this is kind of suspended up in the air and this is suspended down in the air, okay? So let's look at each one of these and kind of figure out how this adds to what we're already seeing. I feel that this is an opportunity that isn't going to happen for everyone all the time, and with this Wheel of Fortune, because my thing about the Wheel of Fortune is whenever it comes up in a reading, it's like it's the Wheel of Fortune spinning in your favor. Hop on and take the ride, right? There's no time like the present. And it's here, another bird, I want to just say to you, I don't know, I just find that a coincidence, but to find your joy. If you don't hop on and take your chance, maybe you never will. So this is your chance, okay? This is the universe saying, it's time. This is your chance to do this. You know, you've thought about it. You've looked at it from every different possible angle, position, situation. You've looked at everything. I'm going to say you've thoroughly researched it and looked at it from every angle, right? About moving, going somewhere different. And maybe one of these places that have been mentioned, at least I want to say a dry, hot area, okay? And you're ready. This almost looks like a womb, right? Or a cocoon. You're ready to step out. You're ready to come out and go on this grand adventure, to step onto the wheel and to go. And I feel that you do it by taking on, you've done your research, you've thought about it, you've looked at it from every different angle. You take on that Queen of Swords energy. Independence, right? Clear thinking. What else is she that could go along with this? Unbiased judgment is something about her, right? Like, you're not looking at the glass half full here. Or sorry, half empty. You're looking at it half full, right? You're not, oh, I can't go here because of this, this, and this. You're setting your biases aside, okay? I like that. I like that energy. Again, another bird here. The animals, I don't know, for whatever reason, I just feel like you've looked at this big picture from a different perspective. And the Empress here is, it's time to manifest what it is that you want. If you want to move and go to one of these places, now's your time. Nurture yourself. Nurture yourself through the move. If maybe for some of you, you're getting ready to do this now, please let me know. Or if this is something you've been thinking about it, or if any of these places that were mentioned, kind of ring true. But just know that wherever you go, you're kind of coming out of this chaos, I want to say, maybe this rocky, unsettled area, to somewhere that's going to bring you joy, where you're going to feel nurtured and safe, and you're going to feel comfort and peace there. Maybe you want to move there to raise your family. There's a child in this picture, okay? So maybe you're older and you're moving there to be closer to your children. I don't know. Again, that could be for some of you. But that's the main message. Okay, let's get some oracle here so that we can see what other information they have. I love this pile one. Certainly sounds, I'm going to say, exotic, if nothing else, right? Oh, something flipped. Bloom and attract more than butterflies. Right? Just look at the hummingbird here getting the nectar for energy. I feel like when you get to wherever it is that you're going to blossom, you're going to bloom, you're going to thrive, okay? It's going to be a good decision for you, and possibly your family or whomever it is that, or for whatever reason you're going there. And with all the birds, I just think of them flying and being able to see things big picture, which is, oh, I feel like this one. Cleanse. Wash your weary spirit clean and take a walk in the wooded glades. I feel like you've been there, right? I just feel like you've been there already in this hanged man position. I feel like you have been thinking about this clearly, okay, with mental clarity, using your intellect. I really feel that you have put the work in ahead of time to help make this decision for yourself. But if you haven't, maybe just kind of get out. If you're still in this hangman position, it'll be different for everyone. Maybe just get out and get your feet on the ground, okay? Just ground in and reflect. See things from a different perspective. Okay, I think different people will be in different stages. Now, this deck here actually has inspirational messages, so I want to pull. It's a flower, inspirational messages. Just, something else that can maybe help you out with this. Snapdragon, graciousness and benevolence. Okay. What does it say on here? No act of kindness, no matter how small, is never wasted. All right, I like that. But let's see what the actual message is in the book for Snapdragon. The inspirational message is, it is easy to be kind and gracious with the people we love and care most about, but true grace and benevolence extend to those we do not know, and sometimes even to those we may not much like. I'm going to say maybe in this move, you're going to come across some people, whether it's the movers or whoever, the people that need to do paperwork or get paperwork ready for you. You may run into some people that just aren't your people. Okay. You might not like them a whole lot, but graciousness, kindness, that's what's going to get you, what you need to make this happen. That's what I want to say with this message. That's what's coming through. So just be calm and gracious. Think of the end goal, okay? And I think you're going to meet, and I also want to say when it said you're going to meet, I think, new people there that you're going to really enjoy as well. And maybe some you won't, but that's okay. Let's get one last card as overall energy. Just kind of to say, you know, maybe it'll be advice or an energy you need to adopt. Receiving from angels, shimmering wings of angels embrace me with love. I want to put it right here beside the Snapdragon because I feel like the angels are going to be there. Look, it's like one's behind you, wrapping their wings around you, just letting you know that they are going to be watching over you as you make this move, as you're maybe dealing with these snappy people, okay? You know, the great things in life don't always happen just, you know, smooth sailing all the way through. Sometimes you have to come across some snapdragons to get to where it is that you need to be. So, because that's where you're going to bloom and blossom, right? Or blossom and bloom, I guess would be the correct way to say it. So, pile one, this is your message. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please throw me a like. It helps to get my videos out. If you like these type of readings, please come back to my channel, subscribe. And if you know someone who is maybe in this situation, thinking about moving or whatever, and you think this information may be helpful, please share the video. Thank you so much. Hi to those of you who chose pile 2, this Unakite crystal heart. This is going to be your reading for where are you moving next? Have you been thinking about moving? Are you feeling pulled to move? Do you have some ideas in mind? Maybe this will be confirmation for you. Maybe it will make you think of somewhere that you hadn't thought of already. We're going to do these cards here. Actually, the words on the cards may not necessarily mean anything. I don't know. I know in pile 1, in some cases they did, they didn't. We're really looking at the pictures on the cards, and that's going to give us the information because we know these cards aren't going to say Nevada or Ontario or England or anything like that, right? So we kind of have to go with the pictures on the card to figure it out. We're also going to be doing more oracles. We're going to get an overall ending energy, and we are also going to get an inspirational message. So let's get started, pile 2. I'm excited. Pile 1 was great. I've not done these type of readings before, but it seems to have worked out. Okay. So we have Gates of Triumph, Owl Spirit, Sad Embrace, and Snow. Well, Alaska? Alaska, anyone? Okay, so let's look at this. First thing, success expands in your life. So I feel that wherever it is that you're going to be moving here, it's going to be successful in the end for you. It's going to be triumphant, okay? It's going to be good for you, a good move. Now, let's look at this overall. So let's look at this card. I love these cards because they're really giving me, in pile 1, it gave me places, and here too. So we see green rolling hills. We see a winding path. Could there be mountains behind it? Possibly. Okay. So that really could be anywhere. But we don't know where you live right now. Maybe you live in the desert. Maybe you live in a state like Florida where it's warm and Clearly you're going somewhere because these two cards are giving me cold, and this kind of reminds snow. Although I think it might be stars that are showing there, but it reminds me of snow. And then we literally have snow. So where in the world? Many different places. But think of it this way. You could be coming from a city. Okay. So now you're going to be going out into a country, like into the country. Okay. Where there's green rolling hills. So we have many different places in Europe. We then have, like, I'm thinking Central Europe here. Then we have like up where, we're talking Switzerland and, Norway, Finland, Sweden, those places, lots of snow, colder. We could, even with all the green rolling hills, we could be talking, right? England, Ireland, Scotland. We could be talking North America. I mean, it really could be anywhere. Like I said, snow, Alaska. It really could. British Columbia, that would be beautiful too. I don't feel it's going to be anywhere that's going to be hot and dry, though. I feel like it's going to be lush with lots of greenery, lots of nature and trees around. But you are going to get, I want to say right here, what I'm seeing is like you're going to have, I don't see spring necessarily, but the 4 seasons, okay? Because this is reminding me of summer, this is fall, and then we're into winter, right? So I feel like you're really going to have 4 seasons wherever it is that you're going. The other thing that I want to talk about here is with this owl spirit and the trees. It was a few years ago, I believe on PBS, I watched this program. I think it was around US Thanksgiving, possibly. And they were showing all kinds of different things in the New England states. Okay. So the New England states of the US. And with this owl here, were they called Sweat owls? They're little teeny tiny owls. They were so cute, but they were tracking them and following them, and they were videotaping them in the woods. And that's what this is reminding me of. So maybe you're going to move to the New England states or the northeast part, Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, I don't know, of the US. But definitely somewhere with snow. Maybe you're planning to relocate to Canada. Okay, so, I mean, we get snow evenly across all the provinces in the winter, so it may not be a lot in some, but it still can get cold and snowy. So I think that's the main part. Let's look at some tarot here and see if it gives us any more insight. But again, I'm not looking at sad embrace, unless that's just, you may be finding this to be a hard decision to make because you have to leave some people behind, like your family, maybe your friends. But let's see what else we can get. This is going to be successful for you in the end. Let's find out why, maybe. Let's see. Let's get 4 cards. More confirmation, clarification, information. We have the 3 of Spells or the 3 of Wands. Okay. The 6 of Wands. Oh, I'm going to put that here. Well, I'm putting it up here. The Child of Visions, or I believe the Visions Cups. So the Page of Cups. And the 3 of Visions, I just have these written down because this is a new deck for me. So the 3 of Visions is the 3 of Cups. Okay, you guys, this is great. All right, so let's just look at these individually here. So we have the 3 of Spells. What did I say? I've got to look at this again. Spells or Wands. So 3 of Wands, right? I almost feel here too. You've thought about what it is, where it is. Maybe it's some of the places that were mentioned here, but you have an idea of what it is. And now you're just waiting for, I almost want to, the 3 of Cups, I always think of it. You're waiting for or the 3 of Wands, your ships to come in. I think this message is your ships coming in to say, move forward. Okay, move forward. Or in this case, I almost feel like this is on water and these little boats with the candles are going out to light the way, to light the path. See how this path is going to be lit by the sun. I love that. So I think they're saying this is your time. This is your opportunity. Okay, we talked about gates of triumph, success. Well, the three of visions, the three of cups is celebration. All right, so right there, that's a confirmation. We have the Six of Swords or the Six of Challenges. The Six of Swords is when you're moving from maybe a more difficult situation into something better. That could be your situation, or maybe it's just moving to something better. It's not necessarily that where you are now is horrible and terrible, but this is just going to be better compared to what you have or where you are now. Okay. Maybe you're moving because where you are isn't so great and it's bringing a lot of, I don't know, it just looks like anxiety and, you know, like heavy burden, almost like a lot of weight on your shoulders or worry. That's all going to go because there's going to be celebration. All right. It's going to be triumphant. It's going to be successful. And here I said, maybe this reminded me of winter and cold, but also the sad embrace. And this is a 9, which is, you know, moving on, I want to say. And Child of Visions is the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups, well, the one thing I want to say, just because it's a child, whoever it is that you're sad to leave behind, the love doesn't disappear, okay? That feeling of closeness and love and camaraderie and spirit, that's not going anywhere. I just, because this girl, young girl here on the card, she just looks so happy. So I want to say, you may miss them, but they can visit, you can FaceTime, you can do all kinds of things now. So don't, you know, work through the emotion, but just know that everything's going to be better. But also maybe try to take that sadness and turn it into thinking about all of the new creative opportunities that you're going to have in this new place, right? That's the Page of Cups. They're creative, they're young, they're curious. They're always looking at all the new ways to do things, new possibilities, right? You're going to find all kinds of new things that you're going to love here. This is going to be left behind and it's just going to be wonderful. It's a lot of 3s too. I like that. Okay. So you may want to look that up. Angel number 333. I feel called to say that, but let's get on to some other oracles here. Okay. Pile 2. I like this. Not a lot of specific places, just because, I mean, this can be a lot of different places in the world. But I mean, you could certainly rule out some. If it's not cold and snowy or there aren't 4 seasons, then those maybe aren't the options for you, pile 2. Potential. The littlest key can open the heaviest door. That's what I just feel like with this. The littlest child can bring the most joy and happiness, right? To take on that energy as well. Okay, so there's potential. There's going to be potential for you here, right? New possibilities. Be curious. Okay, let's get another card here. Resilient. Stay as strong as evergreen trees. Ooh, maybe a lot of evergreen trees around you, okay? But, you know, don't let this worry. Don't let these challenges, okay, maybe that are leading up to this, wear you down. Resilience, that's what you need. Now, this stack actually has an inspirational message. So let's get a card for you here. Daffodil, rebirth and new beginnings. New beginnings are often disguised as painful endings. Oh, right, disguised. Because it is sad. I know I've moved away many years ago now, but from, say, the east coast of the country into kind of bordering on to central. So it's, it's quite a few 1,600 kilometers, I guess, away from my family. So I understand that, and I did it at a young age as well. And it was sad at times. And even now when I see them, I cry, and I'm a grown old adult. It doesn't matter. All right. Whenever I have to leave, if I'm going to visit. So here's your inspirational message. Now is the time to step into the light. Oh, see, you're going through the path into this bright light here. I love that. Or following the lit path. Okay. Shed your old ways and begin a new phase of your life. Hold yourself in high regard, and others will too. I feel it's letting go of this energy here, right? That six of swords energy. You're going somewhere where it's smooth and calm. It's a new beginning, a new phase of your life. All right, let's get one more card for you. And this could just be additional information, energy to take on for you during this time. I love this. Okay, pile 2, here we go. Cultivating prosperity. The abundance of the universe is pouring into my life. This card reminds me of this card. I'm covering up this bad energy there, okay? Right? They kind of remind me. This is going to be prosperous. It's going to be triumphant. What did it say? It's going to, there was something here. There's potential, right? There's potential for new growth. Beautiful message for you, pile 2. If you like this, I wish you all the best too on your journey. If you like this, please give me a like. It helps me to get my videos out through YouTube. If you like these type of energy readings, please subscribe to my channel. And if you know someone who's maybe thinking about this or going through some of these feelings or situations, please share the video, because it could be very helpful to them. There could be a little nugget in here that they need to hear. So thank you so much for being with me. I appreciate your support, and I'll see you next time. Hello, pile 3, and to those of you who chose this red Jasper crystal heart, this is going to be your reading for where are you moving next? Have you been thinking about moving? Is it something that you've been throwing around, kind of thinking about, maybe feeling called to do? I've done pile 1 and pile 2, and I have to say, I was unsure because I've never done a reading like this before, because it feels specific to me. As we know, the cards are not going to say specifically you're moving to. I think I was using Nevada or, New York or somewhere in Europe, right? But the pictures on the cards can give us the hints, okay? And the words may not necessarily mean anything, or they very well could. So we're going to do live tarot at the end, some more oracle, and an overall ending energy and inspirational message card. But let's get started here, pile 3, and see what God, Source, Universe has for you. Okay, we have impasse, reflect and redirect your energy, earth spirit stability, coming apart, and the moon. Okay. This pile's a little different than pile 1 or pile 2. I felt that they gave me very more specific kind of places or landscapes, where this here, what I see here is a path with a stone wall. So what could this mean as far as where you could be moving to? A gated community. You could be moving into a home that actually has a stone or brick wall around it. Maybe a home with a fence around it. But it feels lush, okay? I mean, I'm seeing a tree here, and it almost feels like fall leaves, so I might want to say you're going to experience 4 seasons, all right? And with this card, I'm really feeling nature. So whether that means you're moving to the country, it's a big piece of property where you can get out into nature on your own property. We have swans here, which means it's going to be near water, a pond of some sort, possibly. Or maybe you're going to be near a lake or a pond or a park where you can go and, spend time in nature. And if you were moving, say, from a city out into the country, that could certainly be the case. Or even within a city, you're going to be near a large park. Like it makes me think of Central Park. So maybe New York then. I'm sure there are other cities that have the same type of central parks for them, maybe not as large, but it could be like an area like that. And then we come down to coming apart in the moon. This coming apart, okay, this is going to be, I don't know, this could be very specific for some of you, pile 3. I almost feel like wherever it is that you're moving, it's going to be a fixer-upper. It's going to be a remodel. It's going to be a tear down to the ground and build back up, or at least got the inside right down to the bare bones and redo the entire, right from, you're taking it to the studs and building back out. Electrical, water, pipes, everything. How interesting. I did not get anything like this in the first 2, so this is a little bit different. Pardon me. And what I feel with the moon, I feel for you, you may even be contractors. Maybe this is going to be a flip, possibly, okay? But with this moon card and the hair over her eyes like that, I almost feel like there are going to be some people that do not see your vision for this, okay? There are going to be some people that are just like, what are you doing taking on a project like this? Why would you leave where you are to come and do something like that? Shouldn't you reflect and redirect your energy somewhere else? I feel like that's what they're saying, but I feel very much, pile 3, like you and your partner, whether that's like, a spouse or partner in general, business partner even, but no, I feel it's more of a family thing. You know what you're doing. You see past this hair. I feel other people in your life. I'm actually seeing what looks like 2 older people, which could be parents, even maybe just saying, oh, you guys, what are you doing? Maybe you've done this before and they're like, really, are you going to do this again? I don't know. I feel like that's what this moon card is kind of saying. It's kind of like a dark shadow on it. It's kind of, if we want to say it's the little bit of negativity that you're experiencing because you guys are very excited about this. I feel very excited about it. Let's get some tarot and see if we can't confirm or clarify a little more. But that's so interesting. When I first saw the coming apart card, I was like, how does that? But it just, as the messages start coming in, that's what it is. I feel like you're tearing it apart. Or the house is coming apart. Maybe it is just a fixer-upper. Oh, okay, this card. So we'll just put that right up there. And that is the 2 of Boons. New deck for me. So Boons are Pentacles. Okay, 2 of Pentacles. Choices, decisions to be made, finding balance, right? He's balancing this as he's walking across the narrow bridge. And again, a stone. I don't know. And water. Okay. There's going to be some sort of stone feature, rock feature, brick feature, water feature somehow around this. But I don't know, you guys. I'm feeling very positive. I feel like you have this. Even though other people aren't, you have this under control. You have it balanced, okay? I feel you feel balanced. And then we have the Ace of Boons or the Ace of Pentacles. It's about abundance. It could be, like I said, maybe you're flippers. This could be a financial opportunity for you. You're going to flip this house. You've done it before and make a crap ton of money off of it. okay? Or it's just good for you financially as a family. Then we have the 8 of challenges. I'm putting this over here because I feel like those look 2 heads down, face covered. And the 8 of challenges would be the 8 of swords, okay? And the enchanter, which is number 1. And who is number 1? The magician. Okay, you guys, look. I feel like this is the naysayers here who don't have your vision, see your vision, that are all up in their heads about it and trying to get you all up in your heads about it and unbalanced and falling off the bridge. That's how I feel this is. We love these people, okay? But we're going to ignore them. We're going to ignore this energy. We're going with new opportunity, stability. And maybe that's it. Maybe the foundation is stable and this is just going to be like a remodel. I just always think of Fixer Upper, Chip and Joanna. I also think of our Canadian pals here, Brian and Sarah Balmer, okay? So those are the 2 couples that I think of, and that's the energy I feel around this. You're the magicians. You can do anything, okay? We can even say smoke and mirrors, all right? But I don't feel that's the type of people you are where you're going to be cutting corners. And I don't feel that, but I do feel that you're the magicians. You can set your mind to and create whatever it is that you want. You have the vision. You have all of the water energy. You have the emotion. You have the passion and the fire. You have the smart thinking and the clarity behind it. And what was the other? What did I leave out? Oh, and you just have the grounded can-do energy behind it of the pentacles, right? The finances. I feel like you've got the whole package here. Now, where this is, unlike the other 2 piles, I'm not really getting places, okay? Other than maybe, definitely in the country, maybe moving from the city to the country, but this could even be a big property within the city limits. And again, depending on where the city is, right? You know, it could be, you could be on the outskirts of a small city, which puts you right into the country, all right? So you have the best of both worlds there, so to speak. But I told you, stone, bricks, water is somehow involved in all this. And definitely tearing something apart and rebuilding. And definitely a bunch of people that do not see, minimum of 2, that cannot see your vision. They still love you, though. I just feel like that came through. You know, tell them not to worry. They still love you. They just don't see it, and that's okay. Not everyone is creative and has that vision. All right. Courage. When picking roses, don't fear the thorns. You're going to run into some challenges, maybe. Okay, things are maybe going to get a bit prickly, a bit thorny along this path. I want to say with this renovation of whatever sorts, just keep going. Don't let it get you down. Don't let it unbalance you. Okay. Oh, and this one just, oh, we had a couple come out. Surprises. Under the most ordinary stone. Again, the stone is an undisturbed garden. Oh. Oh, you know, when you're watching those renovation shows and they find things in the basement, they find things in the walls, they find things outside when they start digging up, maybe you're going to find something surprising, a little treasure. I don't know. And teach, inspire others, and let nature be your greatest teacher. Oh, very interesting. I just got content creator. Is this something you're going to video and put out for the world to see? There's all kinds of renovations. I watch them all, you guys. This is a very exciting pile for me. Right now, I'm obsessed with the chateau makeovers and renovations in France. Okay, that's what I like to watch. So is this maybe going to be a teaching model? Or is it being out in this nature that somehow you're going to learn things doing this renovation, this remodel? Maybe you always do it in the city, homes in the city, very small lots, but now you're out here and it's really going to be a teachable or you're going to be the student, maybe not so much the teacher. There'll be teachable moments. That's all I can think of to say. Very interesting. Oh, this is such a different pile 3, but I love it. Please tell me in the comments because I am just totally nosy and this is so much of interest to me. If this is resonating with you in any way, okay, let's get an inspiration card here. Inspiring message. May give us some other hints too. Tuberose or tuberose. Dangerous pleasure. The secret of reaping the greatest fruitfulness and the greatest enjoyment from life is to live dangerously. Okay. You're going to be walking out on the edge a little bit somehow. Oh, my belly just growled. But let's look at the inspirational message behind it and see here what we have. It is. These are times to be restrained, there are times to be restrained and there are moments when your wild, sensual side yearns to be expressed. If you never take risks and allow yourself a few dangerous pleasures, you will never discover your own true colors. Okay, this is going right down here on these negative Nellies, the naysayers, okay? This is courage to take the risk, and you are. I feel you are. Okay, maybe you could play this message for some of these people. But you know, the thing is, look, I'm joking about it. You know that this is what's best for you, what's best for your family, and they just want you to be happy too. They're just, you know, they're just concerned for you because I feel like this is going to be a big undertaking. And fair enough, especially if it's parents, okay? You're the children and they're just concerned for you, right? That's all. Let's look at a last card here. And that message was for somebody. You may feel like they're not supporting you, but they are deep down. They're just nervous for you because they want the best. Flying free. Okay, you're breaking free from them. Sorry, I'm making too many jokes. I unfurl my wings and fly. Maybe for some of you, this is a first time reno or flip. Maybe you haven't done this before. Kind of was feeling that you have, but there could be the few of you that are hearing this message today that picked this pile. This is kind of the first time you're ever going to be taking on a new home or project, or a new home that is a project. So this is you spreading your wings, being creative, right? I think we can think of passion here and creativity with this tuberose as well. So this is your message, pile 3. I hope you enjoyed it. It certainly is interesting. It was different than the other two. If you want to check them out, go ahead. If you like this video, please give me a like, a thumbs up. And if you enjoy these energy readings, by all means, subscribe to my channel because I'm going to be doing them regularly. And if you know someone who is maybe thinking about this or in this situation right now, please pass this along because there could be a golden nugget of information in this message for them. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.